How is everybody doing today? It's great to see you all. Hi, Simsilica. Hi, Nathaniel. Hi, Elixir. Hi, Puddleglum. Yeah, this is Monday, so right now we're playing Myst 3, Exile. We went through a linking book last week, and we did a quick scout that turned into more than a quick scout. We're in a world that seems like it needs some power. Don't know how to turn the power on yet. But hi, B-Right UK. Sky is heavier today, so your bones hurt. Oh no! Puzzle distraction is excellent. I don't know yet. And I have no idea how much more game there is in this game. I'm sure there's a lot. I'm just feeling this weight around my head. This weight of games that I have committed to getting to at some point. And that's not even all of them, because there's one of them that I have not added on there yet. That somebody redeemed. It's on a post-it note here somewhere. Disco Elysium still needs to make its way on there. That's the only reason I bring up, like, I don't know how much more is in this game. But this one, because we're playing the series, I feel like I need to finish. The question is, do I play all the way through, or do I play for a bit, take a break, play something else for like the 2 or 3 streams that I need to do, and then come back to this? Except that if I did, I would come back and I wouldn't remember anything that was going on. So I probably should just stick with it. But we'll see. I don't know. Abyssal... Oh! JP Samurai, thank you for the follow. Abyssal, good time zone. I hope that your Tuesday is going well. Robin Hood, and that I need a feather in my cap. I have a feather in my cap. It's hard to see because it's properly placed and shoots off the back here, but there is definitely a pheasant feather in my hat. This hat and the sort of crushed velvety reddish one, or I don't know if I can reach it with my headphones in my ears. This one does not have a real, well, it still does have a real feather, but then it also has this. These are both from the same place, called Tall Toad, which is, they make hats. They are, after I bought them, or after I got the hats, I did not, I later found out that they're somewhat local to me, like they're in Virginia. And they travel around to Renaissance festivals and stuff like that. So they've been closed for a while because of the Ren Fair season. And I'm waiting for January, because there's another hat that I really have been wanting to get from them, but they haven't been accepting web orders because they've been at Ren Fairs. So... Properly placed? Oh, some shade for media depictions? Well, a little bit. I mean, these people at Tall Toad, they actually have done extensive research into the history of the different hats that they make, because they want them to be accurate. And so, yeah, they offer various colors, but they try their best to make them historically accurate in as much as they can, and they have been quality hats. I am not sponsored by Tall Toad. Familiar usernames: Spider-Man pointing meme. Yeah. Oh, Elixir's also waiting. So there's a I want to get a John Bull from them. Ooh, I don't know. Lincoln Green. Simsilica, I think you should be able to. This is I haven't heard. Huh. The color of dyed woolen cloth formerly originating in Lincoln, England. a major cloth town during the High Middle Ages. Neat. I don't know how... I feel somewhat embarrassed every time I go live by the fact that I know my sound quality isn't perfect. And I know my lighting is not where I would like it to be. And I say this, like, the reason I feel somewhat embarrassed every time is I know a little bit and have had some education on scenic and lighting design for theatrical arts. I used to work at a community television station. It was back when I was in college. It was a student employment. But so I'm also familiar with like some like television production stuff as well. And so like, I know I can do better. That said, I don't have the equipment to do better. One of the things that would improve my audio quality a lot is if I had sound panels, like egg crate on the wall type sound panels. They're on my wish list. I'll get them eventually. I haven't had the funding to do so. I recently got, so I have 2 LED panel lights that are aimed at the wall. And I recently got 2 smaller LED panel lights that came with gels. And so I have a blue gel light on my left and a red gel light on my right to just give a little bit of definition to my face, because before, when it was just the white light, it was really washing out any contour. And so slowly I'm building up the tools that I need to actually be able to light myself properly. And over time, as I do that, the color that you actually see for something like the green on this hat will probably improve as well. So, yeah. Fine, as long as it's not vertical video. You'd gladly watch videos in 160p and 15 frames a second. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, it bugs me, but mostly just because I know a little bit about it and I know I can do better. And so I notice on like my my monitor because I can see myself. And when I'm setting up the shot and things like that, I notice that colors aren't quite what they're supposed to be. And then I go off on a jag, like I jump down a rabbit hole of internet searching to research, how do you make purple show up as purple and not blue? And then I discover that there's a difference between purple and violet with regard to how cameras, especially digital cameras, process the color, and that barring some very expensive investment, it's really not possible to make purple show up as purple and not blue. Yeah, things like that. Those are the rabbit holes that I go down like after stream. I almost said something there that was not what I was intending to say. The "oh man, I know how to make this better" urge hits you strong at work sometimes. Tech support, you have to take periodic knowledge checks to make sure that you know how to do your jobs. The tests are written badly. Yeah. It's a thing. So, archivist, gamer, streamer, now a Robin Hood cosplayer. My shirt, I wore this shirt to work today because there are no students. And so I felt like I can wear a t-shirt any day I want, but I generally try to wear a t-shirt that isn't necessarily a logo tee when the students are around, but colors being wrong on your monitor bugs you. Yeah. I have other elements. I've previously dressed up as Robin Hood / Peter Pan. It was never really clear which one it was. It was sort of a mashup of the two. Because when I was younger, that look worked well on my face and the hair that I had, the sort of Robin Hood / Peter Pan-ish look. So vaguely around, I have various elements of multiple different versions of Robin Hood and Peter Pan cosplay stuff. So you shouldn't have to read the question 3+ times to figure out what it's asking. That is true. And if it's that hard to figure out what it's asking, it's not... That's like LSAT questions that are asking you what is the most correct answer, where you get a multiple choice question and there are multiple correct answers and you have to decide which the most correct is. I only know about the LSAT because my husband is a lawyer and I helped him try to parse out a couple of LSAT study questions. And yeah, they're not fun. They're basically, the LSAT is basically logic tests, like logic questions, logic problems, and then you have to answer what is the most correct from an array of correct answers. You wrote marginalia on questions? Ooh, one of the troubleshooting programs you use in-house has a couple of spots on its dashboard where it will tell you something something. Different shades of red? No! No! That's okay. Since I've done theater lighting, black fabrics show up differently under theatrical lighting depending on how they are dyed and the dye that is used. So you can't just buy 2 different black fabrics and go on stage. Be right, okay, thank you for the 500 bits. The US version or Lord Loxley, the Rogan Hood. Oh no. Yes, I mean, so Rogan Hood is specifically, it's gonna end the music when I do this, but that's one of the things here. See, in the middle, I forgot that Rogan Hood had escaped from the poster on the Be Right Back poster. Anyway, but yeah, so there are different shades of black, and it shows up under the theatrical lighting. So some of them will look flat black. Some of them will have a little bit of a bluish hue to them, and some of them will come across as red black. And so when you're doing costuming for theatrical lighting, you have to test the black fabrics under theater lights to see if they will match. But it gives you the opportunity to do patterned black clothing that's black on black, but under theater lights, you can tell the difference between the different blacks, and so you can do patterns. It's a thing. Wait, there's music? Oh, do you not hear the music? I mean, it should be relatively lower, but worst thing is exclusively buying black socks but never finding a matching pair because they're slightly the wrong black. Yeah. You don't hear the music. Why not? It shows that it is playing. Of course not. This is a thing that happened before. I don't know why it likes to do this to me. It's just not fair. All right. Well. You can hear... Sayuri, you're not supposed to turn it that far up. All right. Well, let me do this then. Wait, you hear the music now? Oh, wait, it's loud. My apologies. I didn't know that it... I did what I did before. I was going to give you all a warning that it was going to be loud for a moment. I don't know what happened. I deleted the input and then re-added it, but it didn't add the way that I thought it was going to add. And then I wasn't paying attention and had not noticed that it was going to make noise. I was going to warn you all. But I hadn't realized that it had actually added it and added it properly. Well, except that it didn't. That's not how it's supposed to have added it. Hang on one second. Now it should be gone again. That's the one I wanted. I was like, something's wrong. I did this wrong. Okay. Which is why you ended up with sound. Okay. It's, sorry, loud again. There. My apologies. Let me... It did this before, and I don't know why. And it did it on a Monday night. And so something must be wacky on Monday, but I don't really know why it would be, and I don't understand. And it worked for like 2 weeks, and then it broke again. And so I'm trying to remember what the decibel level is supposed to be set at for that. Also, I wish that it would not immediately make it audible as soon as I add it, because yowza. Hang on one second, because we are actually going to get to a game here in a moment. Yeah. Okay, so iTunes chat. I do not know. I think it was supposed to be -40. The thing is, I wonder if you heard music. Was there music during the countdown screen? Oh, geez. Cookies for technical difficulties. Oh, B-Right UK, thank you so much for the 500 bits. You blame 16-bit Eric playing 16-bit computer music as he prepares for Beacon. It does sound a bit period gamey, not complete. Yeah. There was music. So it was only the chat one that was broken, and I don't understand why. Was there music the first time, like when I first came on for chatting? Or was there just no music? And then it went away when I showed the Be Right Back screen, which it should have, because the Be Right Back screen is supposed to turn off and on. Something's wrong there. What? It's missing a thing. Oh, wow, it refreshed for you, Abyssal. What? Yeah, okay, it's supposed to turn the mic off. OBS Studio. Audio mixer. And the audio mixer is supposed to be... Yeah, okay, so that one should mute, and it should mute this. And then that one is supposed to unmute. Yeah, and then they swap. And on the start screen, yeah, they're correct. I don't know. The thing is, Is it broken on the... because I thought I hit... I don't know. I don't know why it was an issue. We'll see if I fixed it, you know, in a couple weeks when inevitably I click around and find out, right? I don't know. I'm doing this to all my scenes now. But you have music and it's proper volume now, correct? Yes? I am so silly. And this is me, the person who was talking about how, you know, I've done theatrical sound and stuff like that. And that said, I was doing theatrical sound, but not with a friggin' Stream Deck. Not that there's anything complicated about the Stream Deck, it's just that it likes to break itself when software updates happen. Little Mini, I can't believe they're not Lego blocks to make a little burb. 300 tiny pieces. That's awesome. The music right now is really quiet. All right. I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be under me. Wait, it was quieter than the fan noise. Well, that's frustrating. Okay. I will adjust, and you can all let me know. Because, see, I can't really hear... Well, that was the end of a song, but... So, this song is quieter. Let me try a different one. And then we will move on to the actual game. How is the audio on this song? Under the airflow noise. Well, that's frustrating. Because there was supposed to be a noise gate for the airflow noise. Which, if you're hearing that... If you're hearing the airflow noise, I need to go and work on the microphone after stream, because there was supposed to be a noise gate blocking that out. And I'm going to have to fix that noise gate, because apparently it's broken. All right, so I have, yeah, bouncy 8-bit noises, it should be. It's Big Giant Circles, their song Houston. Okay. This is fine. I honestly haven't messed with the microphone in a long time. I will need to adjust, because it's supposed to be noise gating the fan noise. But I haven't honestly checked that since before I switched to this desk. So, and it's just more incentive for, I'm hoping to get a little cart so I can move the tower off the desktop anyway, and then that should really get rid of the air. All right. Let me go ahead and switch to the game screen. And stop doing a technical stream and actually try to do game. All right. This will be our 4th stream now. We're on Voltaic. I will say we are supposed to be heading on over to the Stream Punks at the end of this. At the end, well, I will be raiding to Q Times for the Stream Punks' latest episode of Beacon, which is picking up, well, it's been 2 weeks, and it ended on a cliffhanger. So I'm excited. That'll be in like an hour and a half because, you know, I spent a lot of time just chatting about nothing and doing, you know, technical difficulties things. Hi, Shadows of Life. Did I say hi to you before? I don't remember, but hi. Bacon. And Sayuri, I don't know if I said hi. I know I commented and said your name, but I don't know if I said hi. So hi. Hanging out and chatting about nothing is fine, except, and you know, we can chat about nothing while playing the game too. It's just that I have 2 hours of stream and I do want to do some gameplay. Yeah, it was a typical Campbell ending, similar to how I ended Mass Effect yesterday. Secret tunnel! We've been down this tunnel once before. I do not know where I need to go. I do remember that I have photographs. And for this portion of the game, I took a photo of this. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but sort of a map. Although at this point I still don't know what any of it means. Yeah, we just have to prod everything. There's gears galore. And when you say everything, you really do mean everything, because usually I don't look, or usually it's something like the key to solving something I'm stuck on is me clicking on something that I had just assumed was not clickable. Yeah, I took a picture of this thing. Yeah, spiky sun, pilgrim hat, or silly hat. Oh, this is silly hat and this is silly pope hat. And snake, snack. And the pentagon, don't forget the pentagon. It's the 4 branches of the military. You know, so this is the Pentagon. And we have the ribbon dancers. And we have the Quakers. And we have the the sawmill people. Or the... no, I don't know. I guess this would be the Air Force. The Sun Worshippers? And the librarians. Because that sort of resembles a book. The 4 branches of the military. Which one is the Morris dancers? Oh dear. The Morris dancers are not what's his face? What's his face? Oh my gosh, why is my brain blanking on the name of Dick Van Dyke? The Morris dancers are not Dick Van Dyke. That's all I can say about the Morris dancers. Yes, Quakers, well known for being in the military. We went down in that tunnel. And we pushed buttons. And it changed things, but apparently not. All right, so if I click on every single stone, one of them... What the what? I was like, I click on every single stone, one of them will do something, and one of them did. It advanced me forward, but that wasn't quite what I was thinking of. All right. I don't know which one this is. Yes. Oh, I know that. And we went up there last week, too. I was exploring. Hello, ladder. Hello, ladder. It's a ladder. Because then there's this broken thing that I, of course, you know, cannot truly interact with in the way that I would hope. Let's spin the wheel again. We'll close the door. Just make sure we didn't miss anything down below. Right now I'm refreshing my memory of Voltaic. Ding ding. I wonder if light has something to do with it, just because it might not. It's silly, but photovoltaic is a common usage term. Voltaic by itself is not in common usage in the modern day. It doesn't mean that they wouldn't use it. It's just the name of the thing being voltaic made me think of photovoltaic and wonder. All right, so we close the door, which means, hi, ladder. Was there a symbol in here somewhere to tell me what this one is? I don't see one. We pushed the big red button last time. If I push it again, it likely would... Oh, we pushed the big red button and then we turned this gear. I don't know that I want to do the gear, because wouldn't that undo whatever I did? Okay, so it's lowering something now. Something that we raised before, but I don't know what. That's the thing. I don't know what I'm affecting. So if I go up the ladder to the roof, what did I just lower? It could be something on the other side of the wooden wall, but I have a feeling it's something inside the vault that I'm affecting. But I don't know. Do these 4 notches have any meaning? I wonder. It's so hard to know in these games. Like, it's literally like, I don't have a clue at the moment of what I should be doing next. All right, I'm gonna do the once more under the breeches. Yeah, because I feel like that like slots it into place. I feel like I've just plugged in something. Where when it's lowered, I think it severs a connection. And when it's raised, the connection is made. But I don't know. There's a yellow wire. I don't know what wires. There's electrical power in here. There's a light on. Is there a different... possibly. I'm gonna have to explore some more. Oh wait, that's Zelda. I'm not playing Zelda. Why am I humming Zelda? It's not even Zelda. Tomorrow is Zelda. Which, if you don't watch Xanderific on Tuesdays, you don't understand Zelda. Imagine if they just had moving parts that did nothing. They wouldn't do that, would they? Oh wait, they probably would. See, yeah, there is electricity, because there's lights that are on. So, I was thinking that everything needed. Also, if you don't watch Xanderific, why not? We might as well, since I have brought it up, do an actual shout out to Xanderific. The music went sad when I said they wouldn't do that, would they? Well, they wouldn't, would they? Sorry, there's actual Morris dancing in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And Dick Van Dyke actually learned the steps to join in with it. Yeah, thank you, Elixir. Can we do the other one? That puts the follow button up for anybody who's not following? I know. Today you learned about the Dick Van Dyke and the Morse dancing? No, you did the Moobot one. I think it's / shout out. I don't know though. It's still new. I would just do it myself real quick, but I also like have to click out my there we go. My pointer is captured by this program. See, this is like a giant resonating dish for like a radio telescope. But just the resonator. Or possibly like part of a speaker. It does look like it should open. Oh yeah, Abyssal, that is actual Morris dancing. In Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So yeah, then we had this one that also seemed to do nothing. One of these, though, has to do something, right? It's very frustrating that they don't seem to do anything. Any of them. Lords and Ladies, the Discworld book. I was listening to Discworld starting with the first book for a while, after I ran out of Dragonlance audiobooks. See, I think maybe I have to move that one, but I have yet to figure out how. And then I hit a spot where there was no audiobook for the Discworld book that was next in line, and I ended up just sort of paused. Can I go up? I can. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ooh. And pages. There are pages. The cavern wall is almost ready. For weeks I have been polishing it, rubbing away at the cracks to obtain a smooth surface. I haven't been able to sleep much these last weeks. I was afraid I might never wake up. But if I can make him see all that happened, if I can show him the pain his family caused, it will be worth it. Tomorrow I begin mixing the paints. Be right, UK, thank you for the bits. Did you know that Morris was an old brand of cars in the US? I did know about the Morris car. The Morris Minor was one of their most famous. For some reason, you think a Morris Dancer would be an interesting brand of car. Perhaps with slightly wonky steering. Yes, paints, Nathaniel. I do like the idea of a Morris Dancer being a car. That is... I could see that. I would imagine it would be like a small, possibly just a two-seater. I don't think we've seen paints, no. But there's definitely some symbology that I'm going to need to take pictures of. Because we've got the circles with the portions of the pie filled in, but I don't really understand it yet. Looks like 2 berries plus 1 nut. No leaf to stone? I don't know, but I'm going to take pictures of them in a second. Oh, wait. And then it just goes into the pages we already had. So, yeah, it's just this page. It's the only new thing. Let me add to our photo album here. Hello. 2 toffee apples plus a broken dreidel. Leaf bad, peach pit good. Honestly, that's as good an interpretation as any I have at the moment. But we do have broken dreidel plus 2 racist hats. That's all I see. 2, I don't know what else they would be. Over the number 5? Very confused. And so down here, we've got 1 toffee apple and a leaf. But here, the toffee apple is associated with 3 shaded wedges of the Trivial Pursuit marker. And the leaf is with none. Broken dreidel, 2 paper planes. Thank you. I like that much better than where my brain went with it. Well, so Abyssal, I suppose it could be. That's what I don't know. Because then here we've got 2 of the toffee apples associated with just 50% shaded of the Trivial Pursuit player marker. And then for the Broken Dreidel, we only have a quarter of it filled in. And I can't tell if anything is filled in on the no leaf part. And below the Peach Pit is the number 3, possibly 4. It's not clear. But below the 2 paper airplanes looks like the number 5 because it's 4 hashes crossed. So I don't know. But there's more area that we have not explored. So I'm just excited that we got a page. Hello. I will go through there in a moment, but first I want to make sure that I have seen all there is to see at the moment. Oh, I was going to say something, but I lost what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. I had never thought to take pictures for the notes, Abyssal, until last week when chat was like, why don't you take pictures? Because I was sitting here manually drawing everything. Broken Bridge. So I guess we're not going that way. Unless I can't step out on the hose, can I? Can I step on the hose? Can I step on the hose? All right. Through the... Now, see, this is it's not an airtight one, so I don't really understand the purpose of it, but this is basically a lock. Like an airlock style lock. I guess it's an access lock, because if it's turned, nobody can get through. It's just not airtight, so it's not an airlock per se. There's a lot of... Oh, we're on the little vertebral skeleton thingy. I mean, of course, vertebral. Skeletons tend to have vertebrae. And it's not actually a skeleton. It's just made to look like one, and I'm curious who thought that that was not morbid. Somebody, I guess, liked fossils and wanted to make their own. The height is... So the height doesn't bother me. The thing that scares me about this, and it's a phobia that I did not know I had for a long time. High tension wires. These look like high tension wires that are holding it up. Actually, no, it was at Dick's Sporting Goods in Coral Ridge Mall in Coralville, Iowa, that I discovered I had a phobia of high tension wires because they're upstairs for a railing, had metal posts with high tension wires running through them, and they terrified me. I would not go near them. So being near high tension wires that were used as a railing, and I was just like, no. I mean, and now, after having seen what happened to Arecibo, I feel justified in my fear of high tension wires. My other construction materials phobia I discovered at the Mall of America on their 4th floor, where they had glass bricks used as flooring. And you could, I mean, they're glass bricks, so you can't see all the way through them. But I always walked around the glass bricks that were used as the floor because I just couldn't walk on glass in that way. That was not something I could do. You've seen too many movies where they snap and whip someone's body parts off. I mean, also, like, high tension wires are just thick versions of, like, violin strings or viola strings or, like, stringed instrument strings. Those are just high tension wires, and I've seen enough of them snap and whip back and cut somebody's face. I don't need... No, that is not... Maybe it's just a justifiable fear rather than a phobia, because phobias tend to be things that are somewhat irrational, like my fear of spiders. But if it's a justifiable fear, is it really a phobia or is it just a fear? Oh, that's cute. That's a really simple lock, but effective from the other side. Well, I'm not claustrophobic. But this reminds me a little bit of when we were playing Alien Isolation. There's a museum/aquarium around there that you chaperoned field trips to a couple times. The glass floor definitely made your 5-year-old students nervous. Yeah. And so I've seen, I've been to like luxury hotels that have had glass-bottomed swimming pools on high floors. I'm like, I ain't going near that thing. I know at the Grand Canyon they have an observation platform where you can walk out and it's a glass and you can look straight down while you're standing over the glass drop. I don't want that. This appears to be a dead end. I don't seem to have any way of exiting from this tunnel at the moment. Sorry, I did not know we were going to be talking about phobias. We can move on from it because it came up because of the high tension wires. Observation places in whatever they're calling the Sears Tower now. I don't know what the Sears Tower is called now. And I climbed up a tower in the Netherlands and stood up on top of this really tall old building for a while, and I didn't really have a problem with that either. So I don't know. Like, heights aren't the problem for me. It's... I don't exactly know what I just did, but movement is good. Oh, you know where we are? I don't, so... Secret door... Oh! Does that mean the door will open now? I wonder. Turn around in the secret tunnel with the door that didn't work. Yeah. I'm just curious. I wanted to see... So I can make it go the other way. Uh-huh. All right. Oh. Hey there, door. Yeah, we're exactly there. And there's a ladder going even further down. And we could go back up if we wanted. So, I didn't know that this was a thing, but I just read I helped, and in my brain chose to read it as, and I helped, which was the part of, but in a little, like, blonde girl voice, with the Southern accent. Yes, the Shake and Bake commercial. That is what I'm glad you were able to identify it, but yes, the Shake and Bake commercial was how my brain read I helped. Grocery delivery, you missed everything about after talking about glass floors. We know where we are. That's what we... thank you for the self-care things, Elixir. I have... Stream punks. So, Nathaniel, I don't remember where you are, but growing up, I want to say, like, what? Would it have been high school age? For me? So, like, sometime in, like, the early 90s, I want to say, there were commercials for fried chicken breading. So I think like panko breadcrumbs, but American. So not as quality. Yeah, like a breading mix to use in making fried chicken. It's called Shake and Bake because its gimmick was you just take the raw chicken and you drop it in the bag and then you shake the bag to coat the chicken. And then you fry the stuff. And so one of their like ad campaign was at the end of the commercial, the little girl always said, and I helped, in a Southern accent, like a Southern Southeast U.S. drawl, because she was a little girl and she got to help make the fried chicken because she never had to touch the chicken. She just shook the bag. Because normally, like in the U.S., at that time, you wouldn't have a little kid help with raw meat products that they could get sick from touching and then not washing their hands. So the little girl could help make the fried chicken because she got to shake the bag. It's just... Anyway. Yeah, that kind of an accent, Nathaniel. We don't call it breading here. I don't know what... You don't call it breading there? Yeah? Anyway, yeah, it's... That is where my brain went when I read I helped. We're in weird vaults. I keep expecting to find some Nuka-Cola. Wait, what's one of your poisons of choice? Fried chicken? Oh, we're here? Oh, the Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi. I don't... Hello, music. I think that was like an unlock sound. Unlocks. Unlocks? We're in some sort of weird mechanical missile silo. Diet Coke, thank you. I end up with the 0 versions of the sodas. I don't know. Should I make this go back up now? Now that I moved that piece over there? You did a thing! You have a musical cue! Oh my gosh! Artwork! Okay, so we have sad Bill Clinton and a crying redhead. Looking back upon various other sad people, one of whom is stabbing somebody who's on the ground. One of them appears to be choking. One of them is choking someone else while somebody watches. The forest around them is burning, while a pedantic person lectures to a somewhat disinterested but casual bystander in some sort of flying contraption. Sad Bill Clinton. I'm sorry. That was what came to mind, was sad Bill Clinton. I'm gonna take a picture of this. We didn't start the fire. Listening to you describe that while you had your back turned. I love the pedantic guy lecturing to disinterested but casual guy who doesn't care that the world is burning beneath him because he's in the flying car up above. Yeah. Also, there's a wire across this. This is on a track, and I need it to go up. I do not know how to make that occur. Sorry, this block is a different color than the others. Elixir makes cookies for all of the people in the chat. That's how I get all of your personal information. Elixir sits here and, installs cookies, or makes cookies for each of you. That was a bad internet joke. I apologize for it. Quality esoteric late medieval era end of the world fresco. Yeah. Scratching the itch of taking apart taking apart mechanical pencils. Wow. I never set out to take them apart. I did effectively take them apart, though, because I used to chew on them. I chewed on all of my pens and pencils. If I ever finished a beverage that came with a straw, I chewed on the straw and the ice. If it was in a styrofoam cup, sometimes I chewed on that too. I never knew why. Oh my gosh, it's full of lava now. It's literally full of lava now. I was going to try and open it, but now it's full of lava. But I never knew why I was always chewing on the things. And I used to get in trouble for all of my pens were chewed, all of my erasers were chewed, Lo and behold, I come to find, at the age of, what age was I? 42 at the time I found out. Oh, you have ADHD, and yeah, that's why you chew on your tongue, and that's why you chew on all these things. It's stimming as part of your ADHD. I'm like, oh. Well, I wish somebody would have, diagnosed me when I was a kid so I wouldn't have scars on my tongue from chewing on it all the time. If you don't let me fidget, I'm going to chew stuff. Yeah. When I used to twirl my hair in school and all of the things. I had all of the symptoms and nobody noticed them. because I wasn't aggressive and disruptive in class. The kids at my school who got diagnosed and treatment for ADHD they would lash out in class. They were aggressive. They were disruptive. They were, yeah. And I wasn't. I was just too scared to say anything because I was afraid that I would embarrass myself. And my grades were fine because I was smart. All right, so that is full of lava. Which was unexpected. Wait, we've had water and lava now. The thing is, I always did my homework the semester before, or I mean, no, I did my homework the class period before it was due. So I was never paying attention in the class I was in because I was doing homework for the next class I was going to. Yours was 26 for the ADHD, but autism was last year. Combo plus high intelligence meant it went unnoticed until your coping yeah, so until lockdown really disrupted things and I was not... I don't know. There was a significant upheaval in my life, and then suddenly I was dealing with things or rather not dealing with things. Things were not the way that they always had been, and it disrupted things, and that was enough to lead to, well, that and interacting with people who talked about their experience, so that it was then suddenly, oh, wait, that's what ADHD is? Wait, that's me. Why are you talking about me? You once got so stressed out with a maths worksheet you tore it up and chewed it in frustration. Oh God. Yeah, so I don't think I technically have dyscalculia, but I am absolutely certain that the reason why I always had to count on my fingers and the reason why I was never able to just do arithmetic in my head has to do with the aphantasia. Yeah, I had a mix of the real world and school at the same time, because I always had a job. Like, from high school on, I had a job at the same time as I had school. I worked like 25, 30 hours a week at my after-school job. So I was just always busy, which was one of the things, like, lockdown changed, was suddenly I had periods of time where I was not universally busy. Yikes, some silica. Okay, that looks vaguely like a snake's head. Does anybody else see it? Zero sense of both time and direction. You do simple maths weird, like 8 plus 7 turns into 5 plus 5 plus 10 is 15. Sorry, you broke me with that. It took me forever to parse that. It makes total sense and is actually... So in the US, there was a big uproar about that kind of calculation, a few years back when people got so upset about Common Core and why aren't they teaching my kid to do math the way that they taught me? Well, they were doing both of them at the same time. They were just teaching more than one method of doing maths or of doing arithmetic. Generally, they wouldn't break it down into fives like that, but they would do like tens at that level. At least as I understand it. And it makes sense. It's hard for me, but I think if I had been taught it as a kid, maybe it would have been easier. And it's sort of what I do, except I have to do it on paper because I can't remember what's left over when I take the fives out without writing it down. What did I just click? Oh. I don't know if anybody remembers MapQuest. Intuiting direction. MapQuest was a site where you used to go to get directions to go places. And so you'd get the directions and then you'd print them out and take them with you in the car. And those directions always said, turn north, or turn south, or turn east, or turn west. They never said, turn left. They said, turn north. And I always inevitably went the wrong direction. And it always took me an extra half hour to get wherever I was going because MapQuest told me to go north and I turned south instead because I had no idea which direction north was. Anyway, you take the 3 from the 8, add it to the 7, which makes 10. Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah, no, that's exactly. That is exactly how, as I understand it, what was called Common Core math here in the US. That's the exact calculation method that conservative parents were so mad was being taught to their kids. Why can't they just teach them to do math the way that I was taught? Except that they taught both methods so that the student could use the method that was easiest for them. Oh, a hard time figuring out if you're cold. Low-level coldness is something your body registers as tense or anxious. Huh. You got told off for doing it that way? And see, that when I was a kid, that method was not taught. Oh, what? It opened up those fins on that. Oh my gosh! It's a water mill. It's a water-driven mill now. We've powered up the saw blade. A generator? Yeah, a missile. It's a water mill, like an actual water mill, but being used to generate power. I didn't realize that when I pushed the thingy here that was. I'm not. Why is it? Oh, yeah. What? If I stand here, I spin. The engineers made the same sense as me when I was spinning. You wish you were making this up, but you taught middle school math at a very conservative school. You were put in charge of authorizing purchase of new textbooks. exactly the same, except one had all references to Common Core standards removed. Puddleglum, I am not surprised. I will say one of the things that I did for the NCAA initial eligibility. One of the things that I did for the NCAA Initial Eligibility Clearinghouse when I worked at ACT many, many eons ago, the clearinghouse is no longer at ACT, but so that was a job where I evaluated students' high school records to determine if they were eligible to play sports as a freshman in Division I and Division I and Division II universities. Anyway. I did homeschool evaluations. The number of doctrinal math courses that I saw and said, sorry, they don't meet the math requirements because the textbook that you used to teach them math said math works because God made it work, which specifically violates the guidelines as set forth by the organization. It was a bit disturbing. Hi, Detective Zen. Yeah, the evaluations that were all doctrinal textbooks were sad. It was never fun saying no to people, but it was like, why did you spend the money to have us do the evaluation when every textbook that you used says things like math works because God says it should, or teaches creationism in your biology text, and the guidelines specifically say doctrinal courses don't count. Why did you spend the money to have us do an evaluation? Infant school having... Wait. You wouldn't want people to be taught, as you were, infant school having red-covered exercise books with imperial units tables on the back. You also had currency as pounds, shillings. Oh, pounds, shillings, and pence is difficult. Livre, solidi, and dinari as used by the Romans, which I did have to learn in Latin class. But, wow. I think I have my phone number memorized until somebody asks it, and then sometimes I'll blank on it. The one phone number I can tell you is the phone number I grew up with. The phone number that was the phone number to the house that I lived at when I was in elementary school, because we were latchkey kids and I had to memorize that one. I still have it memorized to this day. I don't remember any of my locker combinations. I don't remember any of my teachers' names from, heck, even grad school. Those are just, I lose bits like that. I don't remember things like that long term. These two numbers add up because shut up, okay? What is this thing? Video!
Those matter agers can't remember how things work. Yet you explained this class so well when we first spoke of it in Orion. I want Cirrus and Achenar to learn everything they can, Savitro. First from Amateria, Idana, Voltaic, and finally from Narayan. When my boys come to see your people, I want them to see Narayan's traditions at work so they can see how civilization can balance age. Do you know what they did when they finally came to us?
It is Nathanduel.
Came back.
Oh yeah, Abyssal. Yeah, it's worm time.
After class was over, you took your boys away, and you never came back.
Hi, Steven!
Cirrus and Achenar did.
Thank you for the resub. I have to watch it again because I was distracting myself.
What's the matter, Atreus? Can't remember how things work? Yet you explained this class so well when we first spoke of it in Orion. I want Cirrus and Achenar to learn everything they can, Savidro. First from Amateria, Idana, Voltaic, and finally from Narayan. When my boys come to see your people, I want them to see Narayan's traditions at work so they can see how civilization can balance an age. Do you know what they did when they finally came to us? You never came back. After class was over, you took your boys away, and you never came back. Cirrus and Achenar did.
Yeah, Sayuri, I thought there was an option for captioning in this, and I thought I had it turned on. Apparently, I need to turn it on each time I play. Let's just watch that one more time, but first I'm going to check up on what I missed in the chat. Your brother and you were homeschooled for years. The ITBS, yeah. Yeah, homeschooling, there's nothing wrong with it. It just needs to be done in a very structured way in order to make sure that you're keeping up. So my younger brother finished high school homeschool because after Columbine, he wasn't comfortable going back to school. And Steven, thank you very much for the resubscription. It came in, I was in the game, and it's good to have you here. All right. You think he said something about rent being late and school fees? No. All right, subtitles should be on. Let's try it once more.
What's the matter, Atreus? Can't remember how things work? Yet you explained this class so well when we first spoke of it in Orion.
All right.
I want Cirrus.
I am going to get the captions to work for you all.
They can, Savidro.
There are
First
captions.
Amateria,
They're incredibly small.
finally from
And I need to take away the banner at the bottom in order for you to see them.
To see Orion's traditions at work, so they can see how civilization can balance age. Do you know what they did when they finally came to us?
Oh, and it freezes when I click out. So yeah, well, that is a teeny tiny
You took your boys away, and you never came.
text, like really small.
Seriously,
Not a good face to freeze on. All right, I'm just gonna check one time. There is no option to make the subtitles bigger, but this is the first of the Myst games that's even had subtitles as an option. So we're improving. Is there a text? There's no like text size toggle. I don't see one. So it's improving. I'll give it that. All right. I'll run it once more with the captions fully visible.
What's the matter, Atris? Can't remember how things work? Yet you explained
As visible as they can be.
So well when we first spoke of it in Orion. I want Cirrus and Akanar to learn everything they can, Savidro. First from Amateria, Idana, Voltaic, and finally from Narayan. When my boys come to see your people, I want them to see Narayan's traditions at work so they can see how civilization can balance age. Do you know what they did when they finally came to us? You never came back. After class was over, you took your boys away and you never came back. Cirrus and Akanar did.
I can feel his anger, and also, like, knowing Cirrus and Akanar from Myst, from, like, the very first game, I can just imagine. So basically, if you were unable to hear and couldn't make out the teeny tiny captions, the sons of Atris. Atris wanted them to learn from all the different worlds, and so Voltaic was apparently like the third one that he wanted them to go to before going back to their main place, because he was trying to teach them an appreciation of civilization. Anyway, after their instruction was done, he left with the boys, and he never returned. But Cirrus and Akanar did, and Cirrus and Akanar were not good people. At least when we met them and trapped them in linking books in Myst. They were sadistic. So I don't know what they did when they came back, but I'm sure it wasn't good. Hi, Hannah. It is about school fees, yeah. Hey, you wanted to teach your kids about my place? Then you left and your kids came back and wrecked shit. Uh-huh. That's essentially what that narrative was all about. But also, I'm going to throw those back on screen because we don't get a lot of spoken audio in this game. I'll make it go away next time there's spoken audio. To be fair to homeschooled folks, you have friends homeschooling kids because structured school system is a capitalism meat grinder. They're learning more science and art and history than they would in class. Also learning in their own areas of interest in ways that are fun to them. Yeah. Well, and when my younger brother decided that he didn't want to go back, I mean, my dad found out because he'd been skipping classes, and my dad was like, no, that's not acceptable. And my younger brother said he wasn't comfortable going to the school after what was essentially like the first like highly publicized school shooting in the US, the Columbine event. My dad proposed to my brother that if he could find an option to finish high school without having to physically go to the school, that my dad would consider it. And so my younger brother ended up finishing through a correspondence high school. It wasn't exactly pre-internet, but it was entirely through the mail and not online. Because it was basically pre-internet. It was back when most kids at the college that I was attending did not have their own personal computer, and you sat down at a terminal in the student center to log into your webmail. Yes, I went to high school in the days when bulletin board systems were still in use, run out of people's basements. I had to go to the computer lab. We have a Roman numeral 3, we have a Roman numeral 3. I had to go to the computer lab in order to use Microsoft Word to save my papers that were required to be turned in on 3.5-inch floppy disks. Because I had Corel Word Perfect. I did not have Microsoft Word. Hi, Iron Trout. Your own personal PC. Something to do your work. So I've never actually thought about redoing Depeche Mode's Personal Jesus as Personal PC. Now I'm gonna have to write complete parody lyrics of it. Word Perfect was so much better. Yes, Shadows, I mean the save icon. Oh boy. Buttons! I'm just gonna click buttons at random at this point. There's got to be a way to make two of these line up. Unless... Nope. Huh. I mean, buttons are fun, but people get mad if you match the ones labeled self-destruct. Don't almost drink the paper cup of white... Oh no, Abyssal! I don't actually know what I'm doing pushing these buttons. I should probably, See, I feel like if I had line... But I don't see any way to do... I mean, I did just enter this room for the first time. There's almost no chance I get it right on the first try. Age-old game of paint cup, teacup, glue cup, yeah. 3. So this is Roman numeral 3. No, there is no way that I make these resemble a Roman numeral 3. Where even are we? How did we even get here? It's not like I've been playing the game. Why would I know the answers to these things? I do enjoy this, and... Oh wait, it's not a Roman numeral 3. It's, Okay, now I need the camera. Since it's faster than hand drawing them. Because I need to get these symbols. I don't... Why do I want to leave the island? I mean, Voltaic isn't terrible. It can't be that simple. Like, it really can't. And even if it is, it's not that simple because I don't know how to make it do. I can't just be required to recreate the shape as the circuit, right? It's not that. Comfortable looking rooms, tropical weather, easy access to lava, and flooded rooms. Your school had one computer lab, and in 99 had just started preferring printed homework projects essays instead of handwritten. Then Roman numerals on the wall suggest the time is now 8:45. It's time to think about a save for end of stream. Thank you, Elixir. My senior year, I think. I can't remember if it was senior year or junior year. I took a computer programming class where we learned Quick Basic on Apple II computers. The computer lab. So if you were starting fresh and had never programmed before, you were on an Apple II. If you had some knowledge going in of how to program on a PC, then you could do what was essentially individual study to do the same programming in Quick Basic on the PC, which was apparently different. I don't know. But the reason was Apple had their program where they donated computer equipment to schools. So we had a computer lab with a bunch of Apple IIs in it. We had very few PCs. And then right before I graduated my senior year, computers started showing up in other instructional classrooms. My English teacher, the last week of school, my senior year, there was a cabinet put into my English classroom with a computer in it. And so there was a computer in the English classroom. Previously, all the computers were in the computer lab in the math department. I graduated in 97, so that's where that was. Apple IIe line 10 equals x plus 2 or so. We were doing a short program to model a rocket launch to the moon or something like that. I don't remember. That's what ours was. I mean, it was a good class. I remember our very first exercise in class was first as a group, and then later at home by ourselves. We had to make a peanut butter sandwich, or make a peanut butter. Well, no, I think it was just a peanut butter sandwich, not peanut butter and jelly. But it was first as a group, just giving the instructions on how to make a peanut butter sandwich to the teacher. And it was an exercise to demonstrate the literal nature of how computers parse information or parse instructions. Ah, yes, the Roman numeral KI. Yeah, I don't think they're actually Roman numerals. And I do think I am supposed to connect the circuits in sort of this way. But so, like, when somebody gave the first instruction and it was take a piece of bread, the bread was currently inside of a bag when that instruction was given, and our instructor took a piece of bread by ripping a hole in the bag and pulling out a piece of bread to show that that was not a useful instruction. I think we may have somehow gotten things aligned. This is the Pentagon. This is the Pentagon! Oh my gosh, this is the... It's not fully aligned, but this is the Pentagon! I just realized because there's 5 symbols. Okay, so that's aligned now. You mentioned once to your younger cousin's friend that you're born in 98. And they looked at you, oh my gosh, 90s, you're ancient. Oh gosh. I mean, you were born the year after I graduated from high school. So, you're not that ancient. All right, we're still not quite right on the... But you were born in the 20th century. I don't know, is this even possible? Now that I know, I think it's going all the way around the entire pentagonal structure, and that there are a lot more options here than I had previously anticipated. I'm not going to solve this one tonight. That is a guarantee. All right. That, and I'm sure the symbols help. I just haven't figured out how yet. I got this one, but what did that do to this one is the question. See, now this one's not right. Because it's when I move one, it's moving all of them. So I had this one aligned properly, went to the next one and it wasn't properly aligned. So I still don't have the top row correct. Either that or I don't have the middle row correct. Anyway, the pentagon is not correct at the moment, but we will have to revisit it in 2 weeks. Or, well, in a week. It's not 2 weeks, it's a week. Because Q Times just went live, and I don't want to miss... we're going to want to head over there for the Streampunks return for the latest episode of Beacon, which is their Alien RPG game. It was a cliffhanger 2 weeks ago. We finally get the resolve today. So, I am not going to be live on Wednesday. There's no archive stream this week. I am not going to be live on Saturday or Sunday. The next time that I stream will be next Monday for more Myst. So, but I do want to say thank you everybody for coming. Be Right UK, thank you for a bazillion bits. Stephen Joyce, thank you so much for the resubscription. And JP Samurai, thank you for the follow. Thanks everybody for joining. We will be heading over to Q Times for Streampunks RPG for their role-playing game tonight. I do also want to say thank you, Elixir and Portico. You know, I know you're not here, Portico, but thank you, mods. I do have a raid call, sort of. If you have my emotes, it's there and you can copy it. Sometime I need to actually create a command for one that you can copy that doesn't have my emotes, but it's hashtag rogue raid. And yeah, that's the thrown dagger. Otherwise, just, you know, whatever attacking implements you've got would be wonderful. But hopefully I see you all soon-ish. I'll be back a week from now. It feels so weird. I haven't gone this long without streaming in ever since I started. So it'll be fine. I'll survive. I need the break. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. Let me actually set up the raid instead of just talking nonstop. I had a fun time tonight. We had a lot of conversation. We were making progress in puzzles. that I was not logically solving. I was just making them happen. And I enjoyed it. Thank you so much. It's great to have all of you come and join me and to hang out with you. Hopefully I see you again soon. Until I do, get out there and do some shenanigans.